Alright, we back at it. Like a crack addict. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done live on YouTube in a couple days. I'm feeling inspired. So I posted a poll. I posted a poll of some topics people wanted me to talk about. One of those things was, I think it was the Affirmation Rampage or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about this in a live. Let's talk about the benefits, the disadvantages, in my opinion, for my state of consciousness. But before I hop in, for reoccurring subscribers, welcome back. For new subscribers, definitely feel free to click that bell icon. You ain't gonna want to miss out on these daily updates, fam. Updates. Alright, and of course, if you desire a one-on-one session with me, I can help you manifest what you want to the best of my ability. I will help you help yourself, okay? All the contact info will be posted in the first comment below. My Instagram is Live From The End with Joey. Feel free to give me a holler. And also, I have a new Facebook account active, guys. I've been posting on there daily, the stories, you know, groups and all that. And I do plan on making my own group at some point. I'm probably going to do it either today or tomorrow, to be honest. Joey Gallant, that's the account name. There's two accounts. One of them I don't use anymore. The other one is a new account that I've been using a lot. And it's Joey Gallant. You're going to see me. I have this type of hair, about 230 friends or so, and a black shirt. Feel free to give me a holler. Feel free to add me on there. I've been posting a lot on there, and I do plan on making a group exclusively for manifestation. And it's going to be a no BS group, okay? I know there's a lot of groups on Facebook that has a lot of toxic. No, I'm going to be on that, fam. Okay? So, much love and peace. All right. So, Affirmation Rampages. What are the benefits? What are some of the disadvantages? Let's talk about it. So, we're going to talk about the benefits, okay? Affirmation Rampage can be very, very beneficial if performed in a loving, somewhat calm space. If you guys are utilizing an Affirmation Rampage in those moments when you're experiencing deep, deep doubt, deep, deep fear, right? It will help you, right? Because it will distract the conscious mind. The conscious mind's the part of you that's focused on all the doubts, the fears, the worries, the ands, the ifs, the buts, the whens, the hows, etc. The circumstances. So when you're in the moment, you're experiencing the doubts, you're noticing the doubts and fears and all that. If you perform an Affirmation Rampage, it will distract your mind long enough for you to, in a sense, kind of focus on something else. But the problem with that, and this is what most people do, and you will benefit from it, but I've never experienced it to be a lifelong thing. Because the problem with that is you're suppressing it. You're in the moment, you're experiencing that doubt, you do an Affirmation Rampage, it helps you feel better in that moment, you focus on other things. The problem with that is you're suppressing it. You're experiencing that fear, and rather than deal with it in the sense of clearing out the energy, you're just affirming over it. And the thing is, the goal here of a healthy mental diet is not to just continuously affirm over the negative when it pops up and ignore the reality. That is a giant foolish thing that people teach, in my opinion. And it's why a lot of people, it could be weeks and months and even potentially, although be it rare, years later, and they still feel this feeling inside of them, this negative feeling. This perceived negative feeling, among other things. And it's because they're not actually dealing with the energy. They're just affirming over it. They're ignoring the reality. How you doing? So be mindful of that when you're practicing an Affirmation Rampage. So that is, I know I said I was going to start with an advantage, but that's more of a disadvantage than an advantage. The advantage part of it is that you will feel better momentarily in the moment. The disadvantage is that in the long run, because you're suppressing it, because you're suppressing the fear, the negativity, etc., it's going to creep back out at some point, most likely. So one outweighs the other. On one hand, in the moment you're experiencing that doubt, you do an Affirmation Rampage, you momentarily feel better. That's a good thing. On the other hand, and this one outweighs this, okay? This outweighs this. On the other hand, yeah, you're momentarily feeling better, but because you're unconsciously or consciously suppressing the feeling, and you're not actually dealing with something to overcome it, I'm telling you right now, affirming over it is not clearing out the energy, guys. It's suppressing it. That's like taking a cup with a little bit of backwash in the water, right, at the bottom of the cup, a little backwash water, right? And you just pour fresh water into it. Eventually, it's going to get contaminated, fam. So, what's the advantage? How can you use an affirmation rampage in a more beneficial way? Well, when you're in the moment of experiencing that doubt and fear, take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, do whatever you got to do to get just a little bit calm and stable in the moment. What I like to do is I'll place my hands over my heart because that feels like to me it feels like it gets me into my heart space. I'll close my eyes. Okay, I'll close my eyes. I'll take a couple of deep breaths, and I'll sit with the feeling. I'll express it. If I got to get a cry out, then I'll get the cry out. I'll sit with that feeling. I'll express it, and then I'll do my affirmation rampage of loving thoughts. Old thoughts you try to cancel with affirmations. That's not exactly the best way. If you were listening to what I was just saying, if you practice that additional step of sitting with the thought, sitting with the feeling, releasing, and then do your affirmations or your affirmation rampage, that will benefit you because you're sitting with the feeling, you're releasing it, you're detaching from it, energetically, spiritually. Sorry, I can't talk today. And then you do your affirmation rampage. You're releasing and you're redirecting the focus because energy is never destroyed, it's only transferred. I've talked about this before. You sit with the feeling, you express it, you detach from it, and then you do your affirmation rampage. Now that energy that went out comes back in as confidence, as trust, as love, etc. And that is the proper way to use a affirmation rampage, or an affirmation rampage, which are just statements of question form, such as, why am I happily married to the love of my life? That is a proper way to utilize an affirmation rampage. Most people utilize an affirmation rampage in the sense of they'll just ignore the way they're feeling, they'll ignore the reality, and they'll just go viciously and hammer into their mind positive affirmations that employ what they want. But the problem with that, like I said multiple times, is that you're not actually clearing out the energy, that fear. You're just ignoring it. So the way I just described, test it out, assume it's going to work for you, I'm willing to bet that it will. Practice taking that extra step. Don't be freaking lazy with this. And don't say that you can't, because you can. I know you can. You sit with the feeling in the moment. Do whatever you got to do to get just a little bit calm and stable in the moment. You sit with the feeling. Practice that. Okay? And then you do your affirmation rampage. So you sit with that sadness. Got to get that cry out, then get it out. Don't worry about it manifesting, because if you here's what's going to happen. If you sit with the feeling, okay, that energy goes out, and then you do your affirmation rampage, that energy that goes out redirects, just like I said, into something positive. You're sitting with the feeling. Think about in your own life when you felt into things, you felt better after. You got to cry out, you felt better after, right? It's the same thing. The only difference is you're going to be, consciously affirming in for your self-concept of what you want through the usage of that affirmation rampage. That is the beneficial way to do it. The non-beneficial way that people most oftentimes teach, unfortunately, is, oh, you get a negative thought, just do an affirmation rampage. It's not the way to go about it, fam. That is not the way to go about it. I'm telling you that right now. So practice this. Test it out. Assume it's going to work for you. You know? If you need additional support, feel free to reach out to me. Live from the M with Joey. That's my Instagram. livefromtheN@yahoo.com. That's my Yahoo. Or you can add me on my new Facebook account, Joey Galan. Remember, black shirt. Alright? Be on the lookout for today's video. I am going to be talking about self-love, and I'm going to be talking about some other things related to self-concept. It's a very important video. Probably one of the most beneficial videos that I've kind of created, I would say, in a long, long time. Alright? So take care. God bless. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay safe. Stay loved. Alright? Take care.